Hi everybody and welcome back to Junior Cycle Business Studies. It's Mr. Raymond here, and in this video we are going to be talking about insurance, and more specifically we are going to be talking about underinsurance and calculating compensation. In this video we're going to do two examples. Example one is going to be about a guy who insured his house for the full value of what it's worth. Example 2 is the same guy who has underinsured his house, and we are going to compare the compensation that he is due in both examples. Okay, so the guy who owns the house in this example that I have written out is Tommy Muldoon. His house is valued at €400,000. He has insured it for €400,000, and recent flood damage has caused €40,000 worth of damage. Okay, so I'm going to use a formula known as the average clause formula. Okay, and this formula is is used more often when people have underinsured the house, but it can also be used in this case where somebody has fully insured their house just to work out the compensation. So the formula is the loss suffered multiplied by the insured value over, always get your ruler, nice straight lines, no freehand lines, over the full value of the house. Now you might ask yourself the question, how do we know the value of your house? So if somebody wants to know the value of your house, we would usually go to a chartered surveyor, okay, and they would usually come out, visit the house, they'd take some measurements, they'd have a look around, they have their own forms to fill out, and they'd go home or they'd go back to their office and calculate the value of your house. So that's how the value of the house would be calculated. So let's fill out these figures. So the loss suffered in this question is the flood damage of 40,000. multiplied by the insured value, which is 400,000. Ruler over the full value of the house, 400,000. Okay, so I'm going to put this into my calculator. So it's going to be 40,000 multiplied by 400,000 equals, okay, so we have 1.6 by 10 to the power of 10. The reason this has come up is because the calculator screen isn't wide enough to take the figure. The figure in this question, in this situation, is 16 billion, okay? So 16 billion over 400,000. And if I get my one divided by 400,000, should give me, hold on a sec, 400. Okay, so we have our figure back here, 1.6 by 10 to the power of 10 divided by 400,000 should give me 40,000. So when I work out this calculation here, 40,000 compensation. Just to show you how I did that, so how to put in 16 billion into my calculator. So I did 1.6 by 10. And if you press this little YX button here, it's my power button to the power of 10. That's going to give me 16 billion, 1.6 by 10 to the power of 10. And if I divide that by my 400,000, that gives me my 40,000. So this figure here is basically the amount of compensation that Tommy is going to be due. And the amount of damage that was caused was 40,000, and he's going to get full value or full compensation to the value of €40,000. So that's what you get when you fully insure your house. Now let's compare this to Tommy, who has underinsured his house. So again, use the average clause formula. The loss suffered multiplied by insured value over full value. Okay, so just a little bit about the average clause formula. So basically, the average clause is a clause which insurance companies have brought in that require you to bear some of the cost if any loss occurs on your assets and if they were underinsured. Okay, so it's not down to the insurance company to be liable for this loss of assets. It's going to be down to you. And the reason for that is because when you went to fill out your insurance proposal form, you didn't fulfill the principle of utmost good faith, and you told the insurance company that your house was only valued at 280,000 while it was actually valued at 400,000, and for this reason you're going to be at a loss. Okay, so let's work it out. So the loss suffered in this is the same, 40,000 multiplied by the insured value, 280,000, over full value, 400,000. Okay, so again, let's work this out. So it's going to be 40,000 multiplied by 280,000 equals, okay, so here we have 1.12 by 10 to the power of 10. Okay, and that basically translates to 11 billion 200 million. Okay, so let's write this out. 11 billion 200 million. And we're going to put that over the full value of the house, 400,000. Okay, so we're just going to divide our answer by 400,000 to give us 28,000. Okay, so we can see here in the second example that Tommy, who has underinsured his house, he had the same amount of flood damage, 40,000 euro. He gets less compensation. In the first example, when he had fully insured his house, he got 40,000 euro. This one, he only gets 28,000 euro. So he's going to have to cough up that 12,000 euro himself out of his savings. Okay, so everybody, the key thing here to know, cutting out all the jargon, is this formula, the average clause formula. If you know that average clause formula, you will be able to calculate the amount of compensation due in whatever setting, be it a house, a car, any other type of insurance claim. Okay, so guys, that's it for this video. I hope I didn't confuse you too much. All I wanted to do in this video was to show you how to calculate compensation and compare somebody who has fully insured their house to somebody who has underinsured their house. If you have any questions, my YouTube channel comments are disabled, not by me, by YouTube. So if you have any questions, you can get me on Twitter. If you just search up Mr. Raymond on Twitter, don't be afraid to follow me there, and you can write to me there or send me a DM. Okay, thanks very much. Take care.